Welcome to this week's edition of HavenFootball.net's Play the Game. This week's Play of the Game is brought to you by the Swarthmorean Weekly Newspaper, true local coverage of Swarthmore, Wallingford, and surrounding neighborhoods, published since 1893. It was an almost perfect night for football as the PIAA District 1 5A football season began. Clear skies, no wind, and temps in the 50s as the Upper Merion Vikings came into George L. King Field. The Vikings were moving the ball on their first possession as quarterback number 5 Zaid Etheridge finds number 13 Marcus Crittenden, but Haven's number 32 Anthony Crawford punches the ball out and number 40 Bob Fuskas recovers the fumble. 6 plays into the Panthers' first possession, and number 23 Matt Schuler gets the call and makes a great inside-outside move, forcing the defender to freeze, and Schuler takes off untouched into the end zone for 6 points. Haven leads 7-0. The Vikings had their own great running backs, as in number 14's Brandon Moreno for 15 yards and a first down. But 2 plays later, the Haven D announces themselves as number 84 Mason Green tracks Etheridge down for a 4-yard loss, which brings us to tonight's first Play of the Game.
Wing to left is Schuler. All 11 men within 4 yards of the line of scrimmage. Back is Milligan looking, has a man wide open. Schuler down the near sidelines, got it at the 50, 40. You will not catch Matt Schuler. Milligan right on the money with that one. And 83 yards later, the Panthers on the board again.
Well, that'll keep him out of the box, I'll tell you.
Panthers on top, 14-0. In the first series of the second quarter, number 40 Bob Fuskas gets the call and finds a huge hole up the middle as he takes off, cuts right, and gains 39 yards. 5 plays later, quarterback number 4 Sam Milligan fakes inside and turns and speeds outside for 3 yards and the score. Haven is pulling away 21-0. The Vikings liked their pass game, and it was on display all night as Etheridge finds number 19 Nolan Clayton for 16 yards. But 5 plays later, number 85 Nate Perlman breaks 2 blocks and blindsides Etheridge, causing a fumble but recovered by the Vikings, which takes us to tonight's second half Play of the Game.
And here's a squib kick. It's going to come to Matt Schuler, who fields it on a hop at the 20-yard line. Looks for room up the far seam, and he's got a stiff arm, and now coming to the near sideline. 35, 40, speed across the 45, midfield, 1 man to beat, down the near sideline, 30, still stays inbounds, great balance for Schuler, and he will go 80 yards for the touchdown. Matt Schuler takes it to the house with just 16 seconds into the third quarter.
And the Panthers are closing the door 28-0. Later in the third quarter, Milligan needs to stretch his legs and goes outside right for 28 yards. 5 plays later, Schuler gets his hat trick as this quick reverse fools everyone as he goes 22 yards untouched into the end zone. Haven wins this one and advances to next week's quarterfinal playoff game. Matt Schuler had 2 rushing touchdowns and 1 in the air, and a kickoff return for a TD. Wow. Quarterback Sam Milligan threw for 1 touchdown and scored 1 on the ground. Nate Perlman had 4 tackles, 3 for a loss of yards, and 1 sack. Next week, the number 7 seed Marple Newtown Tigers come to challenge the number 2 seed Panthers for this quarterfinal playoff game. Tune in again next week for another Play of the Game.